I want to thank the ladies, the Amity Club of Bowie, for putting this on. When I was a little bit younger, I worked quite a few of these with the Bluebonnet Club in East Texas because my mother was the president of that, and she was a Republican. So we spent quite a bit of time at these political forums. It's great to have them. Some people have stated that I have an unfair advantage in some ways, and I do. The advantage is I have experience and a track record to prove it. The advantage I have is I've spent 38 years in the Republican Party working for candidates throughout the state of Texas, working for local parties throughout the state of Texas. Mary Catherine and I have worked diligently to bring this advantage to Montague County for the last 10 or 12 years. The advantage is I have a recognized history of service to the citizens of Montague County. When the Forestburg Volunteer Fire Department showed up at my neighbor's grass fire, they didn't have a brush truck. I found out a few minutes later, after the fire was out, that their brush truck was in the shop. They needed $600. I had $1,200 in their hands within 6 hours. For some reason, it may be their treasurer. Over the next 5 years, I wrote and received $80,000 worth of grants for that fire department. And working with the community, we raised over $120,000 to help them run the fire department. We've always had a truck since then. When I left, they had $110,000 in the bank and 2 trucks in the barn that worked. Proud of them. Working with TxDOT, I've done some of that. I got TxDOT to start 2 projects on 455, and I've had them to improve 2 contracts that had already been let on 455. That's brought an additional $700,000 worth of funding to Montague County for our better roads. You can now drive safely from Montague all the way to the Cook County line, and it's a lot better for our citizens. Working against ERCOT. They were going to put a 160-foot tower in my front pasture. I didn't think that was a good location for it. I kind of liked the place when I bought it and didn't think that would add to my property value. My neighbors and I agreed on this. We raised a bunch of money. We found the right people to hire in Austin. We found the right people to talk to in Austin. And at the 11th hour, we were told we'd lost. And I went to Austin. I spent 3 days in Austin. That power line is in Wise County, folks. I have a history of working against unfair taxes. I think I'm good at it. I have a well-documented record of service as a citizen to Montague County. I'm running for commissioner because our roads are in horrible condition. If you could drive a road safely, I wouldn't be here. They have deteriorated in the last 3 years. We've paid for good roads with our taxes. And I've gone downstate and worked with folks to get some of that money up here. Drew Springer called me up about halfway through the last session and told me that we had a chance to get some search money up here. And I said, okay, what do I need to do? I know Drew. He and I chased each other across half a hell of most of West Texas. I went down and worked in Austin a couple of times. I'm not going to tell you that I was the only reason that happened, but I did find out that Karnes County and Midland County were chasing the same bucket. We got together and we all got some search money. It's really helped a lot of folks get their oil field money back into their counties. These funds are now in jeopardy in Precinct 1 because of poor management. We need better management. This is a business. The county barn is a business. It's not being run like a business. The county is an $8 million business. It needs to be run like a business. I think it's running fairly well. I think we need to look at cutting some taxes, using some taxes a little bit different, and I would like to see us get on to a zero-based budget for every department, because I think it's important to look at where we are, not where we've been, and to determine where we want to go, not look in the rearview mirror and complain. Paul Braswell, I'm 5th on the ballot, first in experience, and I sure would appreciate your votes, folks. Thank you.
everybody this evening. Can you hear me from there? I'm Tony Van. I was born and raised here in Montague County. I was raised in Montague, moved to Forsberg about 30 years ago. I'm a masonry contractor. Done that for 28 years. I've worked in the oil field off and on. I farm. I've worked in the oil field construction last year out in West Texas. And you think it's troubles here, go out there and work in that oil field out there and see how much trouble you got. I managed a lot of things. The main thing I run for as the commissioner is I thought they need some respect back into the office and somebody to be out there working with the hands, and that was my key. I was not bashful to get out there and work. I may be getting a little older, but I still work. The other thing is, there's people that says that he's been into this job already. And I don't believe he's really done this job. I don't know if he's been a commissioner yet. So I'd like to say that part of it. And there's lots of things out there that need to be done. Everybody knows that, the roads need work. We need rock on it. We need to grade them. But it's getting done at times now. They're finally improving things. The other part is going to be the courthouse, the financial part. We got a lot of things over there to be responsible for. And I think that I'm capable of doing it. And I appreciate your vote. Running as a Republican. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to tell y'all, appreciate being here tonight. And my name's Roy Darden. I'm running for candidate for Commission Precinct 1. I'm the son of late Glenn and Nell Darden. A lot of y'all knew them. They were alive. I married my high school sweetheart, Lisa. And she's the daughter of Evan and Harold Hale, former owners of Blue Dozer Service, man-laws. We have 4 children together. We have 7 grandchildren and 1 on the way now. I'm a lifetime resident of Montague County, and Montague County's been good to me. I was born in Bowie, Texas, 1958. I grew up out in the Salona area. My junior and high school years, I worked out there for a lot of the farmers and stuff, hauling watermelons, cantaloupes, hoeing peanuts, just about everything. And I graduated from Bowie High School, 1977, started a career in the oil field. I've got over 35 years of oil field experience that includes being over the construction of oil field roads, oil field locations. I've supervised as many as 50 to 100 people under me at a time over the last 12 years. I left the oil field back in September of last year and decided to come home. I was tired of chasing money. And I came home, and Lisa and I took a little vacation to Georgia, and the time I got back, we'd had several phone calls. People found out I quit, wanted me to run for commissioner. Got a lot of issues out here, thought I'd make a good commissioner. We prayed about that till November. And when I decided to run, I told her, I said, well, God hadn't slapped me upside the head and told me what to do, but I will do this. I'll go ahead and run. If he wants me there, that's where I need to be. I want to help our community, and I want to help our county. I've got a great passion for that, and I think it takes a passion for people that want to get out here and work and be a service to the community. Being a public servant is an honor to do. And I enjoy doing things. I've owned heavy equipment, some type or another, and all my adult life I've had 3 different companies that we've started in Montague County, and we've sold and done well, been very blessed. And as some of my neighbors I see here tonight, I know they want me to get elected because they get tired of hearing that backup alarm on my backhoe in the middle of the night out there when I'm out there working. And my wife chews me out about it, so, that's just something I enjoy doing. She says the next calls we'll be getting is people out in the county complaining about, tell Roy to go home, we're trying to get some sleep. That's just the way I am. I kind of get tunnel vision about things when I got a project going on. I've been out to the county barn, I've examined the equipment, also studied the precinct budget and everything. Our equipment's good enough to get us by. I grew up at a time where I didn't have the money. I did a lot of getting by. I bought a lot of used stuff. Alan, if you get a vouch for that, I've had to rebuild a lot of stuff to make it work. I didn't have the money to go out here and buy new stuff. And what we've got right now, we can get by with till later on when we get our feet on the ground. We got a great opportunity right now with the FEMA money and the search grant to get our roads fixed, save our budget money, and, you know, pick up equipment, then make some strategic plans. It's hard to sit here right now and say, I've got a plan, this is the way it's gonna plan out in 4 years. I guarantee you that'll mess up next month. You got the rest of the year with another commissioner. We don't know what to expect between now and then. A lot of things are gonna happen. So, till we get in there in January, assess what we've got, it's hard to go on, but I'm sure not gonna start out with a plan of spending a lot of money. This precinct is debt-free. I wanna keep this precinct debt-free. I wanna work together with these guys up there. And one thing I wanna tell you, when I looked at this, I went out with a transit on county roads. I looked for drainage problems. I did a lot of things before I ever got talking about it. Another thing I looked up is our county government up there. Can I work with these people? We got Mike Mayfield up there, just got elected, he's young commissioner. Bob Langford. Don't know Mark Murphy very well, but I know these guys have a passion for Montague County. And I know they want to work and do the best for Montague County. So, that being said, the new judge we have, I think, has done a very well, excellent job. I know he's working on things all the time and looking ahead. I know I can work with these guys, and together, we can pull this together, make our county better than it's ever been, and help our city out too. There's a lot of issues right here that coincide with the county that we're gonna have to address over other issues that's already happened, that's gonna put us in a bind if we don't address them. I've already started looking into that. I know where we're headed, and we're gonna do the best thing we can for Montague County as a whole through those issues. I ask for your vote, your support. Thank you.
Thank you for coming out tonight. It's a good thing we're doing tonight, raising for scholarships. I think that's a very good thing. My name is Buck Mosley. I'm 42 years old, lived in Precinct 1 for 38 years. I'm married to my wife Tanya for almost 18 years. She's sitting at the back, probably turning red right now. We had 2 kids. Son, it's Michael, he's 16. My daughter's almost 15. As far as county goes, my family's been involved in the county forever. My dad retired just recently for 21 years of service. My grandfather and my uncle both worked for the county at one time or another. My great-great-grandfather was actually a commissioner for Precinct 1 back in the 20s and 30s. As far as me and my experience, I worked for private construction for 2 years. Operating and maintaining all sorts of equipment, everything from truck and tractor trailers, track loaders, bulldozers, graders, excavators. Some of the experience I gained in that job were where we built farm to market roads. We actually built some city streets, repaved city streets. We actually even built a few subdivisions where you set grade and cut the drainage and all that stuff on those. It was a pretty good time. We had a lot of fun, and I learned quite a bit out of that. After that, I went to work for Wise County, Precinct 1 in Decatur. Worked there for 5 years under 2 different commissioners, so you see how people do things different. Ran basically the same equipment, but I did get to add running a street sweeper, a roller, and a chip spreader, which is used in paving roads. So that was a new experience also. Most recently, I worked for Montague County, Precinct 1 for the past 4 years under 2 different commissioners. Same basic job except for the paving part because we're nowhere close to that. As far as what I do now, I've been the main grader operator on the search roads that are being rebuilt. I handle a lot of the paperwork, filing, tracking, keeping up with the search grant, filling out the spreadsheets to make sure that Montague County gets the most money for their investment out of that. Also, I've been through the teach training on the motor grader. I've been working with we have a guy working for us part-time working on the FEMA stuff. I've been helping him with the filing and keeping up with the paperwork for the FEMA disaster we've had and making sure that everything gets taken care of and filed and kept up with, aside from working on the equipment and building roads and all the other stuff that we've been doing, like potholing we did today. That was fun. Other things I do, as far as community service, I've been on the Forsberg School Board for 6 years. During this time, we went from a poor school district to a rich school district with the influx of the oil and gas exploration money. That will definitely change the way you look at a budget. And now, with the drop-off of the oil and gas exploration money coming in, we're looking at how that's going to affect us next year in our coming budget. As far as other volunteer work, my dad, he was a volunteer fireman at Forsberg, and I've been a reserve or active or just a kid running around the fire hall ever since I can remember. And as you can see, I'm not a professional politician by any means. Standing up here in front of all of y'all with no interaction, it's really hard. Public speaking for me is not my forte. I'm not good at it. But I'm a strong family man. I'm honest. And I would really like to bring the respect, the clarity, and the transparency that belongs in Precinct 1. Thank you.